Good afternoon, Steel City. Welcome to the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We are live again today from another part of my Steelers memorabilia section of the Fan Cave. On today's show, the Pittsburgh Pirates are slipping on the deck as manager Derek Shelton, in my opinion, is wasting away on Bucco's big three pitching stars, thus leaving the Pirates with hitters playing with batting averages below the Mendoza line. Clear the deck. All right, the playoff spot is slipping away. We hear from Pittsburgh Steelers captain Cam Hayward on a rumor about him. His wife saying it's bathroom talk. LOL, wait till you hear this. The Steelers, along with the AFC North, have been chosen for Hard Knocks in December. I will give the reason why. A Steeler mentioned in last week's camp battle coming up gets surprisingly cut. I still can't believe it. Pittsburgh Penguins signed goalie Alex Nedeljkovic to a nice contract. Hey, this kid almost led them to the playoffs last year, so we'll take it. I have some Pitt Panthers football news about our coach and a senior player who could possibly make a special list for the Pitt Panthers. I will give you a top 5 Pitt Panthers of all time. Remember last week I showed you how to get an autograph through the mail? Well, I will show you a return of a 2024 Pirates Hall of Fame inductee, along with a training camp update for myself and a special jersey I was able to get signed at Steeler Training Center. All this coming up next, Steel City fans. So come join me on my 24th episode, 3rd live edition of the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go! Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I am your host, Ralph Calise, for the Yinzer Report. Welcome to the show today. As you can see, like I said, we're in another part of the fan cave in the base of my home, my basement of my Steeler fan cave. As you can see, I got my cabinet here with all my real valuable stuff. I'll move this way so you can see it a little better. There's a bunch of figurines and everything, and a bunch of other stuff that you probably already saw last week. All right, so welcome to the show today. Let's get right into this. This wouldn't be happening, of course. This is the 24th show of the Yinzer Report total, 3rd live on StreamYard, and this wouldn't all be possible if it wasn't for IE Sports Radio. So for the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has brought you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us on IE Sports Radio on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to keep up with the latest in sports and with our shows. Also, check out our daily updated website, iesportsradio.com, for news, the sports radio blog, our Hall of Fame, which I will get to in a second, Fans of the Month, pages dedicated to each podcast, our IE Sports Radio community forum, and stop by the shop and check out the merch. We got some great merchandise available, especially for your summer needs, some nice shirts. You can sport those off. And again, thank you for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports. And if you've missed any of the podcasts on IE Sports Radio, you can catch them all on all that is listed below here, if you could see it. I'll read them off quick. Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Amazing Music, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, GeoSavan, YouTube, and always, thank you for listening. All right. So, yeah, Larry B., who, like I said, is he started us off today on Tuesday. Everybody knows Tuesday is a big day on IE Sports Radio. Larry B. started us off with Defining Moment earlier today. He had a great show. And like I said, if you missed it and you want to catch it, you could catch it on all those places to see it. There they are again. They're up on the screen. And speaking of Larry B., Larry, thank you very much for producing the show today. And I just wanted to mention you have 2 Hall of Famers from IE Sports Radio gracing your presence on the air today. I am the 24th member of the IE Radio Sports. In the same ceremony this past year. So congrats to me and Larry B. I feel great with that accomplishment, getting into the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame with Larry B. Thank you. All right. So today I have a bunch of stuff on the Pirates. I got a rumor that Cam Hayward had come out, and I got some Pitt Panther stuff and a goalie signing for the Penguins, being now that the Stanley Cup is over, and some memorabilia and all that stuff. But let's pay the bills, and let's get into some Planet Jerky and some Seal the Deal wax seals by Cecilia B. And we're going to play those sponsors right now. Tune in and listen well.
Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
All right. Welcome back. Yinzer brought IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all of the sports. And hey, that tune alone, that catchy tune, check out Seal the Deal Wax Seals, man. I was grooving to that tune while it was playing. And also Planet Jerky. I do believe I heard that if you go somewhere to get it, I think it's Instagram. If you mention it that you saw it on Instagram, you can maybe get some for free. But check out that planetjerky.net and see where you can possibly get it for free. All right, so let's get into the Pirates, and I'm calling this segment Pirates slipping of the deck because the Pirates have been not playing well as of late, and they had a they had a homestand where they played the Cincinnati Reds and the Tampa Bay Rays. So right now the team is at 37-41. They're 8.5 games behind in the division. They are 2.5 games out of the wild card. That's why I'm saying they're slipping. And this partially, or mostly in my eyes, is to blame our manager, Derek Shelton. Derek Shelton has the opportunity here to take this team to another level in the playoffs, or just solidify a playoff spot, as you know, being spoken about here on the Yinzer Report with the Buccos Big Three, Mitch Keller, Jared Jones, and Paul Skeens, where these guys are pitching their hearts out every game for the Pirates. And Derek Shelton, our manager of the Buccos, what he has done the past couple of weeks with a lineup that has not really been producing, but the pitching has been unbelievable. So you would think that you would want the manager to produce a lineup out there for your special pitchers, especially the big three, to help them along to win the game. But no, what does this guy do? Okay, so let's just get into some things here first. The Pirates are 24th in runs scored in the MLB. Okay, so that's not really too good. That's in the bottom tier of the league. They have not scored many runs at all in the past week or so. So I'll give you what they have scored. Their offensive scoring, a total of 14 runs on the homestand. Okay? Versus the Reds in the first game of the series, they scored 4 runs. They scored 1 run. They scored another game, they scored 1 run. And then versus the Rays, they scored 3 runs. They scored 4 runs, and they scored 1 run. But going further into it, Derek Shelton, okay, now at this time of year, you want to win the series. The series that you play, you want to at least win the series, especially at home. So if you're at home and you have a chance to win series, you got to get the win. And this is what happened this weekend. The Pirates had a chance to win the series versus the Rays. Paul Skeens must have point watch pitching. If you saw my post on X Twitter there, I put it out there to must watch Paul Skeens Sunday. And this guy, Derek Shelton, puts out a lineup with 5 guys that are batting under what we call the Mendoza line. Now, if you don't know what the Mendoza line, and this was a career baseball player who I believe the reason why they call it the Mendoza line, his batting average, I believe, was 200 or less or 210 or less. So Sunday, with the chance to win the series versus the Rays, this guy puts out a lineup with 5 guys with an under 200 batting average.
Oh, come on!
This wasn't the first time. He did this last week against the Cardinals, or it was a week and a half ago. They had a chance to win the series against the Cardinals, and he did the same thing when Mitch Keller pitched a beautiful game, and they lost. So they
come on!
Series. Oh my God, Derek Shelton, what are you doing? You have the chance with these pitches to put this team in such a spot for a playoff spot, with the National League only having 5 teams. Look it up. 5 teams with a winning record. That means that's why everybody is in the wild card race in the National League. The Pirates are only 2.5 games out. There are only 3 teams ahead of them. And this guy consistently, I don't get it. I don't know. Something's got to happen in Pittsburgh. They're going to have to acquire a bat, because this win 1, win 2, lose 2, win 2, lose 2. It's got to stop. And this guy has got to learn how to make a lineup with his best pitches going at the right time. I mean, I know not every baseball player is going to play 162 games, but how do you put a lineup out there with guys batting under 200? Oh, Jesus, I couldn't believe when I saw the lineup Sunday. It almost made me not want to watch. But hey, Paul Skeens pitched Sunday. Let's give a little recap of his pitching performance. He pitched 7 innings. His first pitch of the game, he gave up a home run on the first pitch. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. This is the end, not the end of Paul Skeens, but here comes his first bad game. And right after that, he didn't give up nothing else. He pitched 7 innings. He wound up striking out 8 as usual, and he pitched a great game, but the Pirates wound up losing. He pitched 7 innings. He didn't give up a run, and the relief pitcher came in, and he gave up a run. So that's how I feel about Derek Shelton. He's got to get with it with these batters. The Pirates have to do something. They have to do something. But anyway, speaking of batters for the Pirates, Saturday, I just want to get into Saturday's game because it was a pretty fun game, and I got a lot of cliff notes and things that happened on Saturday. Saturday at PNC Park, they played the Tampa Bay Rays. It was 95 degrees at first pitch. It was Andrew McCutchen city uniform bobblehead day. If you're into bobbleheads and you've seen like the city uniforms, the way they make the players in a bobblehead, go check this one out. Google it and just Google Andrew McCutchen city bobblehead, and it's amazing. It's amazing. It got big talk in Pittsburgh because it said that it didn't look like him, but to me, I think it looks fine. Mine is on order. It's on the way. I can't wait to get it. But anyway, so it was his bobblehead day at Pittsburgh in the Pittsburgh City Connect uniform. Andrew McCutchen walked into the ballpark Saturday honoring Willie Mays. He was wearing an autographed number 24 Willie Mays San Francisco Giant jersey. Total respect right there for Willie Mays. Andrew McCutchen is a great player, and he's a great Pirate, and he respects the game. Like I said, the Pirates are wearing their City Connect jerseys. Just a little info on them. They're yellow with the PGH, which is short for Pittsburgh, letters in black. They had white pants. And if you remember the Pirates in 1979 with the Willie Stargell hats, they call them Willie Stargell hats. It's the pirate hat with the gold stars on them. I'm going to get one, and I'm going to wear it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But, yeah, they were wearing those hats. They won 4-3. And like I said, I got a whole lot of notes from this one. McCutchen in the first inning, he had a leadoff triple, and he scored the first run of the day. It was his first triple in more than 3 years. Brian Reynolds, who is the only guy hitting on the Buccos right now, he drove him in with a single, and he extended his hitting streak to a career-best 19 games. As mentioned, the temperature being a scorcher, the talented shortstop sensation O'Neill Cruz scorched a home run into the Allegheny River. He became the 5th player to send a ball to the Allegheny River on a fly, depositing into the water 445 feet from home plate. It was statcasted at 111.6 miles per hour velocity off the bat. And as the Pirates on their ex-Twitter feed, plain and simple, called it a moonshot. Now, if you know the dimensions of right field in Pittsburgh at PNC Park, it's pretty short. It's like 321 feet from home plate. But if you look over the stands, they have the seats, in right field, and you look over the stands, there's a walkway around PNC Park. Then you have like another area where you could look over into the Allegheny and you see the water, and then there's the water. So it was a shot. I mean, if you want, just go check it out on social media. It's there. And like I said, he became the 5th player to hit one into the water. There was actually a Pirate, Bell. His name was Bell. He hit 2. He hit 2 of the 5 into the water there. Aroldis Chapman in this game, he had his 2nd save of the season as the Pirates held on for the 4-3 win. There was a Bucco Big 3 alert in this game. Jared Jones got the win, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 base on balls, 8 Ks, and he lowered his ERA to 3.66. 94 pitches, 59 strikes, and he faced a total of 28 batters. He retired 7 of the last 8 batters and exited to a roaring ovation. Now, this was said by somebody after the game that it was a prelude to the next game Sunday because of Paul Skeens pitching. So basically, it was a standing ovation for Jared Jones, and that they knew Paul Skeens was going to pitch the next day. It's just electrifying out there with these 3 guys, Keller, Jones, and Skeens. So that was the notes I had on that. Mitch Keller, getting back to Mitch Keller, he also had a good game pitched last against the Reds. He compiled his 600 career strikeout. So he's got his stats: 15 game starts, 8 wins, 4 losses, 92 innings pitched, which is 4th in the NL, 3.11 ERA, 85 strikeouts and 24 walks, and that's got All-Star written all over it. So hopefully he makes the All-Star game. David Bednar on the Pirates was put on the 15-day DL injured list. I'm sorry. They don't call it DL no more. They call it injured list. And Brian Reynolds last night extended his hitting streak again to a career best 21 games. Of course, as you know, the Pirates got lit up last night, and that's why I feel like this is slipping away here. And it's not good. Skeens, again, his 98th pitch of the game Sunday was at 101.5 miles per hour. He struck the Tampa Bay Ray guy out, and it was his eighth strikeout, and it was just at 7 innings. He's throwing 101 miles per hour on almost his 100th pitch. Just incredible. Just incredible. One other stat that came out, the Pirates, 17 losses when a Pirates starting pitcher has went at least 6 innings. 17 losses. So that's 17 quality starts, and you have 17 losses. Oh, my God. Pittsburgh needs help with the bats. Well, this, like I said, is really going to slip away, and we're all going to be slipping off the deck in Pittsburgh. One other note before we finish with the Pirates. Paul Skeens has recently now odds-on favorite to win the 2024 NL Rookie of the Year. So this is the first time he's entered that status of Rookie of the Year. So bet accordingly, bet safely. If you want to go out there and throw a bet on him, I think you're going to make a good investment, in my opinion. But who am I to say? All right, so that's it with the Pirates. Oh, wait, one more. Hold on. Andrew McCutchen, again, the aforementioned Andrew McCutchen, became one of 12 players all time to have 2,000 plus hits, 400 plus doubles, 50 plus triples, 300 plus home runs, 200 plus stolen bases. So there are 11 others that have done it. And some of the names are Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Barry Bonds. I can see why he was wearing a Willie Mays shirt. Dave Winfield, Frank Robinson, George Brett, Andre Dawson, Carlos Beltran, Steve Finley, Joe Carter, Larry Walker, and, of course, the aforementioned Andrew McCutchen. Great accomplishment right there. Those are some Hall of Fame players right there. And then Brian Reynolds also, he had something wild that was going on. During was when he was at his 19-game hitting streak. He crazy stat. This came from the Pirates TV broadcast. Reynolds has the career batting average in June of 347. That is the highest June batting average of any player since 1946. And who was it? It was Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson had a career lifetime average in June of 346. Reynolds was at 347. That was in his 19-game inning streak. So that was Friday night. This is probably one, if not the best ever seen batting months in MLB. And that's Brian Reynolds, the only person who's really hitting for the Pirates team. So let's get on board with the Buccos, and hopefully they wake up. Like I said, I hate to keep saying it, but it's a slippery deck out there in Pittsburgh. And hey, Martine, how are you, sir? What's up? Yeet. Yes, yeet. I like that. They're slipping off the deck, and we got to get the deck clean, because you can't let this go by with these 3 pitches. You just can't. Pittsburgh, the management's got to wake up there. And Derek Shelton, man, I don't know, maybe have your hitting coach make out your lineup, because that's terrible. That is terrible. Those 2 games I spoke about, what you did. All right, let's take a break. Let's give you some podcasts to basically come up and listen to. And we'll be back. We'll talk about the Steelers and some Pitt Panther news. We'll be back right after this. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey, sports fans. Are you in the market for Florida sports, or just keeping up with the latest in the Panhandle? Palm Tree Sports is a dedicated audio hub to all things sports in the Sunshine State. We cover current events, big news, heavily favored opinions all across the NFL, NBA, MLB, and so much more. So come check us out every Saturday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For a down south education on Florida sports and athletics, it's hosted by yours truly, Corey Pujols, and is powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, New York? This is Ricky K coming at you with the NY State of Sports, a new show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Listen to me every Thursday afternoon as we bring you the latest takes on the Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Devils, and Islanders. Plus, you get some college hoops and what's the local sports events going on in the area. It's a state that never sleeps, so why not get the opinions and sports takes that never sleep? Again, every Thursday, 2 p.m. to the NY State of Sports. We'll see you then.
All right, welcome back to the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Got myself a little pumped up there talking about the Pirates, trying to calm down here. I saw Taryn in the chat. Taryn, yes. Congratulations, sir. Yes, you are the 10th nominee into the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame. You're a legend and a role model in my eyes, sir. So congrats to you on that, and thanks for joining in on the show. All right, so the stuff came out about Cam Hayward. I mentioned it last on one of the past couple of shows about his contract, that he's been very vocal about his contract and wanting to sign and stay in Pittsburgh. But he's been going about it some crazy ways. And a rumor came out of about Cam Hayward. The rumor was that Steelers. I'll read the article that came out because I don't want to misquote anything that was said. Steelers defensive captain Cam Hayward, he caused some controversy last week with a misinterpreted quote. He had seemed to hint he was open to leaving the Steelers for the rival Cleveland Browns. Hey, Gen B, that's your team. Amidst his ongoing contract dispute with Pittsburgh. Here is the full expert from where it started. Hayward will worry about his future next year. He is not counting out signing with the Steelers before the season or even before free agency next year. But for the first time, he is contemplating what it might be like to wear the colors other than the black and gold. So I don't know where does anybody else in there see where he's saying Cleveland? I don't see where he's saying Cleveland. But again, these are the Pittsburgh reporters, so you know how I feel about those guys. Anyway, he finished writing the thing. Can you imagine Cam Hayward in the orange and brown of the Cleveland Browns? It might seem sacrilegious, but never say never. So he responded by saying, I ain't going to Cleveland, as he took to X Twitter to cool down the rumor that supposedly got him in hot water with the fans. But wait, it gets better. He said, bro, I ain't going to Cleveland. He brings his wife into it now. You're in a I don't understand these plays sometimes. You're in a contract squabble with the Steelers. You want to stay there, and you're bringing your wife into it now? He goes, my wife about threw up when she saw the report. It was a joke in passing. That's what he posted on X Twitter. Once again, he said, bro, I ain't going to Cleveland. My wife just about threw up when she saw the report. It was a joke in passing. So the article finished a few days earlier. He reported to another fan who had brought up the topic, and he replied with a dismissive GIF. Then they finished up the article by saying it seems that fans don't need to worry about Hayward leaving Pittsburgh for Cleveland anytime soon. However, he has maintained that he'll be playing in 2025 and beyond, even if the Steelers don't bring him back. He's not going nowhere. They're going to sign him. This is all a ploy for them to sign him. He's like, have you ever seen Steeler games when they win and they're walking off the field and they're celebrating, especially on the road? Mike Tomlin walks off the field. Guess who's right by his side every time? It's Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward was just voted the 2024 NFL Sportsmanship Player of the Year. I did a show on that. And just go back and listen to that show and all the accolades of what he does for Pittsburgh. This guy ain't going nowhere. Don't worry about it. All right. I wanted to just bring up a little something. Hey, my buddy Danny, best show on the air. Just wanted to stop in and say hi. I'll watch the rest later when I'm on my way. Thanks, buddy. Have a great day, Danny. I just want to bring up something. It's like a little bit of a Steeler thing. Russell Wilson and Ben Roethlisberger have something in common. Now being that Russell Wilson played for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger, of course, played for the Steelers. He's now retired. They have a thing that's happening with their career, and it's both. I'll put the question. I put this question out there a long time ago. There are now there are 5. At the time, there were 4. There are 5 players in the NFL that have beaten every NFL team. Yes, even the Raiders, the Oakland Raiders, now called the Las Vegas Raiders, that's Larry B's team, count on this list. So the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, is not in that group of the 5. Neither is Russell Wilson. Now, I don't want to. Hey, Marcus, how are you doing, sir? Salute. I don't want to bring this up and drag this out for the rest of the show. But does anybody out there know which team Ben Roethlisberger has never beaten in the NFL? Now, mind you, all teams included. And Russell Wilson is in the same boat. He has never beaten one team in his career. So they're both one team away from getting onto that list of 5. Now, the list of 5 is Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, and yes, Peyton Manning. That is the list right now. They have beaten every NFL team at least once in their career. All right, so think about that for a little bit, and we'll see what happens with that. I'll give you the answer at the end of this take. All right, let's get into some Pitt Panther football. This, I think, will be the first time that I'm talking about the Pitt Panthers. So I saw something the other day that came out, a top 5 list for the Pitt Panthers players of all time. So they had it listed: Tony Dorsett, Dan Marino, Mike Ditka. I honestly never knew Mike Ditka played for the Pitt Panthers. Larry Fitzgerald. And there was like a I guess you want to call it a tie for fifth or a 5A, 5B type of thing. Aaron Donald and Hugh Green. So those were the top five. I mean, an honorable mention, down the list, you could see there was Curtis Martin, Darrell Revis, Craig Ironwood Hayward. That's Cam Hayward's father. So you could just see the ties with Pittsburgh with Cam Hayward. He's not going nowhere, by the way. We mentioned that already. James Conner and LaShawn McCoy. So those are honorable mention. There is a player this year coming up. His name is Gavin Bartholomew. He is the tight end for the Pitt Panthers. I don't know if he's going to get into top 10 status of one of the best Pitt Panther players. He's a tight end. He's a legit tight end. He's a good football player. He's smart. He knows the deal. And I looked up his stats, and for 3 seasons, he has 36 games played, 66 receptions, 926 yards, 7 TDs, and 14 yards per catch. So we'll see. I wanted to bring him up because he seems like the next guy that has a chance maybe to crack that list. And then also I had seen a thing on Pat Narduzzi. You could kind of say he loves being the underdog. Check these stats out for Pat Narduzzi. Pat Narduzzi has faced a team 6-0 or better 4 times in the regular season and won 3 times outright. Hey, Drewski, check it in. Good afternoon, Ralph. Hope you're having a great show and kick ass. Man, Mr. Drewski, if I'm kicking ass like you do in your social media and your shows, I'll take it. Thanks for joining, pal. So once again, Pat Narduzzi has faced a team 6-0 or better 4 times in the regular season, and he has won 3 times outright. And here are the games. Pitt was 5-4 at the time. They defeated 9-0 Clemson. This was in 2016 as a 21-point underdog. Wow. 2017, Pitt was 4-7. They defeated the 10-0 Miami Hurricanes as a 12-point underdog. And in 2023, that was last year, Pitt was 1-4. They defeated, at the time, Louisville was 6-0 as a 7-point underdog. So it seems like he has the knack for slaying the beast in college football. So I'm going to monitor that this year. I'm going to put this on the side. And when Pitt Panther football comes, I'm going to be checking out their spreads and all that and see what their record is. And if something comes up, we'll monitor it during that week and the week after. But just remember the name, Gavin Bartholomew, number 86. He's a senior, and he's the top tight end for the Pitt Panthers, number 86. Number 86. Number 86 is on the Steelers. Hines Ward. That's my boy. All right. Just a quick thing on the Penguins. They signed goalie Alex Nedeljkovic. They signed him to a 2-year contract. And if you remember Alex Nedeljkovic, he has EW Sport. Pat has been great for Pitt from the day he arrived there. Yes, I just found that out. Thank you very much for that comment. You are 100% correct. Getting back to Alex Nedeljkovic, he got rewarded with a 2-year contract this week. Now, as we all know, the Stanley Cup ended last night with the Florida Panthers surviving a scare from the Edmonton Oilers and not having the reverse sweep happen on them, which possibly would have been NHL history. But anyway, the Penguins signed goalie Alex Nedeljkovic, 2-year contract. And if you remember, he was part of that major surge going crazy at the end of the year for the Penguins when I deemed him out of it, like maybe a month before the season was over. And this guy, I looked up his record. He was 9-4 with an astounding 2.19 goals against average to finish out that crazy run where the Penguins missed the playoffs, I think by 2 points. So he got rewarded on his contract. And now, I guess now hockey is over. You'll be seeing, I think the draft is coming up soon. There's been a lot of trades here and there. You could tune in tonight to the Neutral Zone with Adam Karnick and Zach Puplis. And I'm pretty sure they'll be going over the Stanley Cup and possibly all the trades that have happened. But you'll be seeing a lot more movement now with the hockey, and we'll see what happens. But we have signed Nedeljkovic. He will be back. I don't know what this says for Tristan Jarry, because the Penguins also have, I mentioned it on this show a couple of weeks ago also, they have Joel Blomqvist in the minors, and he's ready to come in and start and vie for a starting position. So see what happens. He was a 2020 draft pick, second-round pick of the Penguins, and he had a phenomenal season in the AHL. So we'll monitor that, and we'll see. Hit the like button. I like that. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. They'll see what happens with that. We'll follow Nedeljkovic. All right, so let's get back to that question about Russell Wilson and Ben Roethlisberger. So when I bring this question up, people say it's a trick question. But so I told you the 5 guys were beating every team in the NFL. So Russell Wilson, of course, the only team he has not beaten is the team he played for first, the Seattle Seahawks. And the other is Ben Roethlisberger. He's never beaten the Steelers because he's only played for the Steelers. So I thought we'd have a little fun with that. But if anybody got the right answer, hit the like button, like they just posted on the screen there. All right, let's take a quick break and tune into some more good shows coming up on IE Sports Radio. I'll be back. I have some great things that have happened this past week with memorabilia through the mail, like we mentioned. And I have 2 items I want to show you about an update I have on training camp. I want to show you 2 items that I've received in prior years going to training camp that are real special to me. All right, so this is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you looking for a sports show that maybe isn't 100% about sports?
Then you might want to check out the Sports Couple Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Most sports shows cover only scores and stats, and while we're not opposed to that, we dig a little deeper into sports issues and some of the hottest topics in athletics.
In addition to sports, we take a journey through my neck of the woods, pop culture, with movie reviews of both sports and non-sports films.
Speaking of pop culture, make sure to participate in our game nights, where we quiz each other on our specialties, and you, the listeners, can win IE Sports Radio apparel.
We always have a great time learning more about each other's worlds, one show at a time.
So join us each week on the Sports Couple Perspectives, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
IE Sports Radio fans, it's your boy, the SoCal Saint, the host of the premier professional wrestling podcast online today, the IE Elite Wrestling Show. If you're a fan and have a passion for the world of professional wrestling, this is the show for you. I take you inside the ropes with all the athleticism, high-flying, and hard-hitting action, and then we take it backstage with all the backstage drama and backstabbing that goes on in the world of professional wrestling today. If something's going on in the world of professional wrestling, rest assured, the SoCal Saint knows what's going on, and he's going to let you know too. If you're a fan, check us out every Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, only on IE Sports Radio. The IE Elite Wrestling Show, your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports. Check us out.
All right. Check out my man Martin. He does a great job with the wrestling show if you're into your wrestling. And yes, he chimed in before and he said, yeet. Check out his show. He'll explain what that means to you. Welcome back. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And here we go. I have some memorabilia that I want to show you. First, I'm going to give you an update on training camp. Explain what happened here last week. I was doing the show and I was under the weather, or however you want to say it, feeling sick. I was deemed as being dehydrated after the show. I had went upstairs after my show last week, and I went to have dinner, and my wife looked at me and she says, "What's going on? You look pale, you're sweating, everything all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I feel fine." And once I said I felt my forehead and I felt hot, I says, "Let's go." And she said, "Let's go." And we jumped in. We went to the doctor, the urgent care, and I was deemed hydrated, but they shot me up with a fluid. They gave me a pill. Everything was okay. And I screwed up my dates. I screwed up the dates on training camp. So I gave you the 4th to the 8th. It's actually August 2nd to August 5th or 6th. I'm not sure the date. It's that Thursday till that Monday. So whatever the dates are, that's what it is. The 2nd to the 6th or the 5th or whatever it is. So we'll be heading out there. I just wanted to share with you a couple of items that I recently have gotten from training camp. I mentioned, they sign autographs for you and everything. Well, this was on the grounds of Latrobe, where the practice is on the field at the St. Vincent's College, not the night practice like I explained last week. This is in Latrobe. So this was 3 years ago. This, if you can see it, this is Joe Hayden. This is the defensive armbands they wear on their wrists like this. This is Joe Hayden. He signed this for me. Very yeah, give me it. Let me sign it. And took his time and talked, and it was great. Oh, and as you can see, it's authenticated on the bottom there. There it is. It's authenticated. So this was a Joe Hayden, and this is the defensive armband that some of the Steelers wear on defense. He signed that for me. The other one, and this one has special meaning to me, real special meaning to me. I want to say this is the maybe the 2nd or 3rd year I was ever there at camp at Latrobe at St. Vincent's College. And as I mentioned last week, I go with my friend who I call my brother, Greg Lapani, and we were walking around the campus as they were practicing, because it was new to us. We didn't know what we were doing. And we wound up walking around the college. And remember last week I told you they stay in the dorms. So they stay in the dorms. And I don't know, for some insane reason, we wound up walking around this whole place, and we wound up where the dorms were. And, this was a long time ago. It's like 23 years ago. So, of course, security wasn't as big as it would be now. So you had free reign to walk around and whatever you wanted to do. And this was actually before they came from the dorms. They go to a training room, they get changed, and then they walk down to the field. As we were walking around the field, and we saw that they were coming out for the, coming down from the dorms to the training room, we stopped. We didn't want to get any closer. And who do we see walking down? I don't know if anybody out there is going to know who this Steeler is. His name is Greg Lloyd. Greg Lloyd was a monster linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I wouldn't say he was Jack Lambert, but he was darn awfully close to him. Nastier I think on a nasty level compared to two, I think they're right there with each other. This guy wore a shirt during practice. I wasn't hired for my deposition. So here's me and my friend Greg. We're walking around, and we see the players coming out. And, a couple walk by. They didn't say nothing. We didn't say nothing. And here comes Greg Lloyd walking out in a black muscle T-shirt, yellow shorts, and he had like Steeler sneakers on, something. Like I said, nobody in Pittsburgh doesn't wear Steeler gear when you go to those training camps. And like I said, this was our third year there. I had no idea what to bring to get signed or how it worked or what was going on. So that day, luckily enough, I had my Greg Lloyd jersey in my bag. I was planning on maybe wearing it when they practiced, but I really had nothing for him to sign. And my friend Greg said to me, get the jersey out. Let him sign the jersey. That's perfect. Don't worry about it. You'll wear something else. We'll buy a shirt. And sure enough, he came down, and he was a gentleman, and he looked at the stuff. He signed my jersey. I don't really think my friend got a ball signed, but he signed my jersey. He looked at it. He says, this is a beautiful piece, and this is what it looks like. He signed the jersey. You can see it. He signed it on the 5, I believe. Nope, sorry. He signed it on the 9. I got the shirt backwards. And this was the jersey he signed for me as he was coming down the walkway. You can see he signed it. And to honestly say, and this jersey is a custom-made jersey. It was the year of the 75th anniversary for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I don't know if you want to look up Greg Lloyd, look up his highlights and whatever. You'll see there he is. If you see me on Twitter, I sometimes post things about him. I always use the hashtag avoid Lloyd. So that was the jersey he signed for me. It was just a great experience. I was shaking the whole time. And, like I've mentioned, if you can meet a player, and that was for free, that I didn't pay for. If you can meet a player for free and he gives you 2-3 minutes of his time and you're a fan of his, it's just something to withhold. It's a memory you'll never forget. All right. So now that was as far as camp and the thing. Now, remember last week, I showed you guys what I do in my off time since I'm being retired. I write letters through the mail to certain players. And it's funny, this had just happened this week. One came in the mail. This is of a Pirates former manager who's being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. So his name, Jim Leland. We've mentioned Jim Leland a couple of times on the Yinzer Report and many of shows. So this is how it came back. This is the card he signed for me. I sent him a card. And you can see he signed it on his leg in blue. Jim Leland. Great. So, of course, I have to send it to get authenticated. So that'll be sent out and authenticated. And I did send him when he managed the Detroit Tigers. He sent this one. So he sent me back the 2 cards I sent him. And they're both signed in blue. Just amazing. And this is how the envelope came back. As you can see, it's a regular envelope. It's got my address, my return address on it. And you can see, I'm trying to get it up there so you can see it. It says, there it is, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And that's where I sent the letter to, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. See, it's postmarked on the top. And there's my name and my address if you want to send me a letter. So that came this week. Funny. It's great how it came right after I explained to you guys how I get the autographs. But I do have one more I want to show you. And this one, I don't really want to touch it because it's Pirate fans who know Pirate baseball is probably older Pirate fans. I mean, I had to read up on this guy to really know about him. His name is Bill Mazeroski. He hit a big home run for the Pirates in the 1960 World Series that they won. Now, this one is something to behold. This is a Bill Mazeroski rookie card. I bought this at a card show. I got a great deal on it after haggling with the guy, but he gave me a great deal on it. And I sent this out to him a while ago, and he sent this back. This is his rookie card. This card was from 1956. I really shouldn't even be holding it like this. I should leave it in the plastic, but I want to show you guys that, see, it says Bill Mazeroski, and he put Hall of Fame on it. He's a Hall of Famer. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. And that time I sent that to him. I also got this card at the card show, and this was the home run he hit in 1960, like I just said. Here is that one. I don't know if you can see with the glare. There it is. There he is coming to home plate, getting ready to celebrate the home run. Let me move my hand this way so you can see the autograph. There is the autograph. I'm shaking. See me shaking while I'm holding it? So, just to show you that I'm for real, people. I'm not messing around. That's all I got. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Don't forget, today is Tuesday, like I said, and today started off with Larry B's Defining Moment, and you have 5 more shows coming up. Jen B, Cleveland. Patty B with the Buffalo Huddle. She has a special guest today. She's been talking about it all week. Tune in for that. Chris and Bobby with the Philly Sports Talk. And you have Cale Henderson to finish up the day. So this is the Yinzer Report. And I was just going to throw out there my Twitter feed handle if you want. It's at Calise786 and the Yinzer Report at Yinzer Report _IE. Follow me on those Twitter feeds. And like I said, tune into IE Sports Radio for the rest of the day. Thanks for joining the 4 o'clock show this week. We should be back to normal time next week. Thank you, Larry B. Thanks for producing. You're the best. And everyone out there, enjoy your Tuesday evening. Let's go Buccos. And we'll speak to you next week. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Good night.